Welcome to the Daily Devo. My name's Joel, and today we're talking about God being with us. Today's passage comes out of Psalm 73, and in verses 23 through 26, it says this: "Yet I am always with you. You hold me by my right hand. You guide me with your counsel, and afterward you will take me into glory. Whom have I in heaven but you? And earth has nothing I desire besides you. My flesh and my heart may fail, but God is the strength of my heart and my portion forever." Right after college, I moved into a house with 4 other guys. One of the guys in the house has an obsession with nature documentaries. So, every time a new one would come out on Netflix or whatever, he'd sit down and watch it. And because we were roommates, I'd often end up watching the documentary with him as well. And here's what you need to know. If you've seen one nature documentary, you've seen them all. They're all pretty much the same thing. And at some point, every single one of them is going to have a horrific scene where a lion is hunting a gazelle. They always put fast-paced, intense music behind it to make it sound really intense, but we all know what's going to happen, even as we root for the gazelle to somehow escape. What's interesting to me is the lion's strategy. In all of these documentaries, the narrator points out that the lion isn't trying to catch all of the gazelles in the herd. They're often just trying to separate one gazelle from the rest, because then the gazelle is vulnerable and easily taken down. The reason I start here is because we're in this series called The Devil is a Liar. And we're talking about the lies the devil tells us as followers of Jesus. One of the biggest lies the devil tells us is that we are alone, that God is not with us, and neither is anyone else. In 1 Peter 5, it says that our enemy, the devil, prowls around like a lion looking for someone to devour. And I think that this description is perfect, because if all of those nature documentaries taught me anything, it's that lions have a strategy when hunting their prey to try to isolate them, to make them feel alone and vulnerable. And I think the enemy, who prowls around like a lion, has the same strategy in our lives, because he knows if we buy this lie that we're alone and isolated, we'll be easier to devour. And that's why I love today's passage. It reminds us that God is with us. And if God is with us, then we are never alone, and the lies of the enemy hold no weight in our lives. In fact, all over Scripture, God is assuring his people that he will always be with them. And oftentimes he's doing this and is as an encouragement to them in hard moments. What would it look like if we actually believed that God was always with us? What if we believed, like the passage says, that God holds us by the hand? That even when our flesh and our hearts fail, God is with us and is our strength and portion forever. I think this would deflate the power of the enemy's lies. My encouragement today is for you to think of the moments that you felt most alone, the moments where you felt most isolated and vulnerable. And then I want you to remind yourself that even then, God has been with you. And if God is with you, then the lies of the enemy are just that, lies. So today, rest in the joy that the Lord of the universe promises to always be with you, and that is where your strength comes from.